pride organizations around the country in the US are currently trying to figure out how to make up loss of funding, sponsors pulling out due to kind of the current climate of everything. That was a super long intro. Thank you for sticking with me, and here we go. Picture it. November 1969, the Stonewall Riots just happened a few months earlier. The Eastern Regional Conference of Homophile Organizations voted to adopt the following resolution. We propose that a demonstration be held annually on the last Saturday in June in New York City to commemorate the 1969 spontaneous demonstrations on Christopher Street, and this shall be called Christopher Street Liberation Day. In order to organize planning, they formed the Christopher Street Liberation Day Umbrella Committee. All these screenshots currently are from the Library of Congress, by the way. I love this quote from Foster Gunnison Jr., who was at the first Christopher Street Liberation Day Parade in 1970. And he said, the people here had a new feeling of pride and self-confidence, for that was one of the main purposes of the event, to commemorate, to demonstrate, but also to raise the consciences of participating homosexuals to develop courage and feelings of dignity and self-worth. It wasn't actually until, I believe it was 1994, when there was the first organization other than a nonprofit that was donating to Pride. First company to outwardly promote and market to the LGBTQ plus community was Absolute Vodka in 1981. But when it comes to actually sponsoring a Pride parade, that didn't happen until 1994. Interestingly, almost immediately there was a faction of the LGBTQ plus community that was against corporate funding and by extension corporate influence over Pride events, and there was a group of lesbians that put together a march in Boston that was formed in 1995 as a reaction to the ongoing sponsors involved in Pride, and to this day the event still goes on and positions itself as an alternative to the official Pride celebrations, and it remains a more grassroots, nonprofit funded effort. With the amount of sponsors that are currently pulling out of Pride in 2025 in the US due to the climate of everything here, some of the largest Pride demonstrations in the country, like in San Francisco and New York City, where they're seeing huge loss of donations. New York City Pride is looking at a deficit of $750,000 compared to last year, and San Francisco Pride is looking at a deficit of $200,000. I think it's really important for us to remember as we are going into this Pride season that not to, I know we know it, but corporations are not our friends. They do not have feelings. They do not have emotions. They're here for their bottom line. They're fair weather friends at best. And if it's profitable for them to support you, they're going to support you. And if it is dangerous or unprofitable for them, they're not going to support you. They're going to pull support. They're going to act like they don't know you. They're going to turn their head when you walk in the hall. As a community, we should be really mindful of being able to be self-sufficient, even if that means that our pride looks different.